13th. Okay, so today we have the moon in Taurus energy all day. There are 8 different aspects taking place here today. All 8 involve the moon, which means that this is a moon day. A moon day, typically speaking, is an opportunity for us to refine our emotions, really find a new grounding, balancing point, especially in this Taurus energy. We're slowing our roll. We want to become a little bit more present. We want to stick to what is tried, tested, and true. We want to stick to what is comfortable. We want to stick to what is familiar. We don't want to think too far into the future. We definitely don't want to think too far into the past. We are looking for stability. We're looking for comfort. We're looking for groundedness. And that Taurus energy is definitely going to give us the opportunity to do just that. So we kick the day off with the moon in this Taurus energy, making a positive interaction with Mars, the god of war, ruling over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, our desires, even our anger, in this Aquarius energy. This is where we're getting sudden bursts, sudden spontaneous bursts of energy, whether that's excitement, inspiration, anxiety, anger, frustration. That really depends on the fuel that you're currently using to get motivated, to get inspired, to actually make a change, to actually make a transformation. This particular interaction is great because the Aquarius energy does kind of have us thinking a little bit further into the future than the moon in Taurus would prefer, but for good reason. We're trying to figure out what it is that we want to do from here, what it is that we could do better, what it is that we could improve upon, especially focusing in on our comfort, our safety, our security, our stability. So again, as we've been talking about, Mars, although would love to take action and make moves in the external realm, right now we are in a building and cultivating phase where new excitement, new passion, new inspiration are going to push us into the uncomfortable positions, the awkward transition of making some changes, making some adjustments. The moon is then going to make a positive interaction with Mercury. Mercury, of course, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information communication, how it is that we express ourselves, fresh in this Aries energy, fire energy. This is why our mental plane has picked up the pace, why we're kind of navigating new narratives, really exploring different ideas. There's an aggression pressurizing us in our mental plane to figure things out, to get on a different timeline, different storyline, different inner dialogue, different narrative in order for us to boss up in some big ways. So the moon, again, in this Taurus energy, has us very present, very grounded. And because the moon is our heart space, our emotional realm, and Mercury is our head space, our thoughts, they're getting along with each other. They're actually promoting this beautiful energy where we can feel safe and secure and stable in our present moment, but allow our mind space to take us on a little bit of a quest, a little bit of an adventure, if you will, on what it is that we would like to pursue from here. Really good ideas popping off in our mental plane as of late. The moon is then going to semi-square the sun. Semi-square is a little bit of tension, a little bit of conflict. Of course, the sun shining very brightly in this Piscean energy. We're on this side of the new moon in Pisces just a couple of days ago, which means that we're moving into the dreamier part of this, the more imaginative, creative part of this, the more spiritually renewing as far as our faith, our trust, our intuition goes. But this particular energy is very conflicting because, of course, the Taurus energy has us grounded in our physical body, in our physical form, in our present moment, in the here and now. The Pisces energy has us visiting all kinds of different places in our inner realm, anywheres but here. So again, we're moving off into la-la land. We're moving off into imaginary land. We're trying to conjure up a goal, a vision, a dream that we now want to kind of pursue. There is a healing energy, a transformative energy taking place in our soul and our spirit. But the tension here is that, again, the moon in Taurus doesn't want us to venture so far out into la-la land. We really want to kind of keep our footing grounded here in this present moment. The sun and the moon coming together in any kind of way is going to illuminate a new emotion, a new idea, a new aha moment, if you will. And although this is coming out of a tension point, a conflict point of really understanding where it is that we're allowing our mental plane to kind of get away from us, our imagination to kind of run wild, there's this constant ebb and flow of trying to bring ourselves back into the here and now, back into this present moment. The moon is then going to sextile Saturn. This is a beautiful interaction. A sextile is a harmonizing of energies. Saturn, of course, the Lord of Karma, ruling over our rules, our roles, our responsibilities, our commitments, our obligations, our structures, our foundations, our willpower, our discipline. And in this Pisces energy, we are definitely watching the deconstruction of our old belief system, of the old version of self, of the old vision, the old goal, the old dream. And in the place of the things that we're currently trying to deconstruct and remove from our lives, we are starting to build a brand new stabilizing foundation that not only is going to make us feel safe and secure and comfortable in this present moment, but is going to provide us the foundation and the structure needed for us to pursue a new path, for us to initiate new projects, new goals, new dreams, new visions. We are definitely kind of, I'm going to say, reality checked back into this present moment. Again, the grounding energy that the moon in Taurus provides us with is a good opportunity for us to kind of see where it is in our physical realm that we're not in alignment with certain aspects anymore. We've outgrown them. We want to kind of bust out of our comfort zone, even though it's a fixed earth sign, and definitely resist change for all it is that we've got. But at the same time, we know we're bossing up into new roles and responsibilities. We know we're about to enter into a new karmic chapter. We know what we're about to enter into a new creative force energy, where we have the options and the opportunities to build something new out of the fragments of the old. The moon is then going to semi-square Neptune in his place of power in this Pisces energy. Again, a little bit of tension, a little bit of friction, mostly because there is this avoidance with Neptune in Pisces. There is this avoidance that we don't want to deal with real life right now. We don't want to deal with the present moment. We don't want to deal with the here and now. But of course, the moon in Taurus doesn't want to deal with anything but the present moment. We are looking to find safety, security, stability, happiness, and joy, comfort, familiarity in the present moment, in the here and now. But every single time that we kind of get overwhelmed with our to-do list or with certain situations, certain circumstances, the want, need, and desire to mentally, emotionally check out and kind of live in la-la land, that is something that we are kind of ebbing and flowing. There is this push and pull. Think of Pisces energy as the ocean, as the waves. So one wave is taking us further away from this present moment, and then one wave is bringing us back. Again, the whole point here is to kind of understand that there is a new aha moment, a new emotional awareness, a new idea, a new epiphany that pops off in the energy, in the effort of us, yes, giving ourselves a little bit of permission to kind of move into la la land, but then we're pulling ourselves back into the present moment, reframing some of the circumstances that don't feel so happy, don't feel so safe, don't feel so secure here in this present moment. And then, of course, things become overwhelming. So what happens? We check out, we move into that Pisces energy once again, we go so far, and then that moon in Taurus kind of brings us back down to earth. So there is going to be some sort of revelation, some sort of new awareness that comes out of this back and forth energy of moving into la la land, tapping into new ideas, new creative ideas and endeavors, bringing ourselves back into the present moment, seeing what we have control over, what we can build, what we can create here in this present moment becomes overwhelming. And then suddenly we move back into la la land once again, and that particular energy continues. Now, 7:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have an amazing energy taking place between the moon in this Taurus energy and Jupiter in this Taurus energy. The moon is coming up to, teaming up with, bumping into Jupiter. There is a conjunction here. Now, as we've been discussing, a conjunction is just as much of an ending as it is a beginning. There is a renewal type of energy here. And because Jupiter is the planet of growth and expansion, even though it's been a low, slow process in adjusting and making changes and evolving in our physical realm, there is a change nonetheless. Now, we love Jupiter because Jupiter brings the optimism, the confidence. He brings a certain self-esteem level that we're not used to working with. He literally puts us in a situation where we can kind of visualize a bigger, greater, grander vision of some of the ideas in which we've been exploring, some of the excitement that we've been trying to conjure up within us, putting us in a situation where we want more. Jupiter, of course, a little bit excessive, can be a little bit dramatic at times, but we want more. What do we want more of? Well, first of all, we want more happiness, more joy, more safety, more security, more comfort, more familiarity. We want better relationships. We want better financial situations. We want an overall better realm and reality to be living in. And so although this energy can come on and feel like it's I'm going to say a very pressurized system, because it kind of hypes us up, puts us in a situation where we want all of these new things, we want more out of life, we're identifying what it is that we want more of, it can feel very pressurized because we can't do a whole lot about it right now. Again, we're in a time to kind of explore these particular points of energy, and from that conjure up a goal, a vision, a dream in our inner realm. This is inner realm work. Although many of us would like to take action and make moves in our external realm to kind of get this party started, we have not gotten in alignment as of yet, and therefore more work needs to be done in our inner realm, especially with conjuring up a vision, a goal, a dream is concerned, because that is the first stage of how it is that we are going to manifest new situations, new circumstances in our physical realm. The moon is then going to make a positive interaction with Venus. Venus, of course, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, and money, who rules over this Taurus energy, is in Pisces energy now. We just shifted into this Pisces energy here on the 11th. This is a very dreamy, very whimsical, very in love with love type of energy. But again, Venus in Pisces has a tendency to get ahead of themselves, kind of conjure up a goal, a vision, a dream that is so far into imaginary land that we may not be able to actually give it a root. We might not be able to anchor it in. We might not be able to build and create and bring certain aspects to life in the way that Venus in this Pisces energy visualizes that we can do. However, the reality check, the groundedness, the anchor point that the moon in Taurus is in is going to provide us that reality check. So again, it's like we lose ourselves in this whimsical visionary of a dream, especially where we're imagining a different reality, where relationships, finances are in a better situation, where we're feeling happier, we're feeling more safe, more secure than we have been in a very long time. But then we come back into this present moment, we realize that most of that visual is so far out of reach at this particular point in time that the moon in Taurus grounds us, anchors us out, brings us back down to reality, and we can figure out in this perspective what we actually have control over, what we can kind of fill the gap in with in order for us to bridge that gap from where it is that we're at to where it is that we desire to be. There's going to be a new illumination on what it is that our heart wants, what our heart is yearning for, what would make us happier, safer, secure in this particular present moment. The last thing that we have going on here today is the moon in Taurus energy making a positive interaction with the North Node in Aries energy, which of course is an indicator that we got to get on the right path, and we are doing that. In our inner realm, it's a much slower process than many of us actually feel comfortable in, but that North Node in Aries is showing us the path, the plan, the strategy on what it is that we are now wanting to pursue. We're piecing together, albeit very small little puzzle pieces at the moment. We're starting to piece together where it is that we want to go from here, what it is that we want to pursue, what it is that we're building excitement, inspiration, motivation around in order for us to be at our maximum potent potential, so that when we're gifted with the green light go ahead and we jump into new karmic cycles, we already know the strategy that we have to kind of put into play, the actions that need to be made, the focus that we need to have in order to actually initiate this new cycle, this new path, this new plan towards a new project, new goal, new vision, new dream.